Big experience advantage to this young man, Erik Lloyd. They call him the Lacerator Hammer. 6 wins and 2 losses for the Lacerator, Erik Lloyd. That's a hard nickname to keep saying. Lacerator. He likes to put a laceration on your hammer. He'll cut you up. He looks like a serious bloke, doesn't he, Erik Lloyd?
A serious bloke, Erik Lloyd, but a nice fellow he is. He's a gentleman outside of the ring, but inside the ring it's all business for Erik Lloyd. And he's here, a little bit of disappointment missing out on the crack at the state title, but nevertheless he's here to fight, and he's here to put on a show for his supporters that have turned out to see him.
83 kilograms even. He's trained by Steve Fielding from Bondi, Muay. Fight fans, please put your hands together. He hails from Bondi, Erik the Lacerator Lloyd.
Final instructions, you can see the height advantage here going to the more experienced Erik Lloyd over fabulous Tony Favucci's charge. Grant, Nathan, and the Lacerator Lloyd is the favourite. Here we go, first round. Good leg kicks and front kicks to open up there from the Lacerator. Oh, and a flicking round kick off the lead leg for the man from the Taipan gym, Nathan Grant. So a very quick start here from Grant Hammer, considering he's only had the one fight, showing no respect whatsoever to an 8-fight veteran in Erik Lloyd.
Well, looks well prepared, does Nathan Grant. You know, he's taking it right up, he's walking forward, and he doesn't look too intimidated at all. Often I like to look at the fighters in the corner before a fight, because I think they can really tell a tale sometimes if they look a little bit intimidated or not really happy to be in the corner, so to speak. A little bit overawed. Usually the first round is an awkward one. But you know what, Nathan Grant looked very comfortable in centering there, but a bit of a look around, and with Tony Favuzzi there smiling, they look like a pretty confident corner.
All tied up now. Lloyd wanted to chamber that knee into the left thigh of Grant. Oh, and he's taken one south of the border, Hammer.
Was it south of the border?
Oh, it was way south. That was way down in Hobart area.
Corner looking a little concerned.
Oh, so would I. And referee just telling Erik Lloyd to keep the shots either much lower or much higher.
Well, he was obviously shooting for the inside thigh region. Of course, you're allowed a knee and kick to the inside thigh. And, you know, sometimes there's only millimetres in it. Only millimetres between pleasure and pain sometimes. So if you let a knee stray, bang, you've got an illegal shot on your hands.
Another low knee again there from Lloyd. Spins around Grant against the ropes.
See, that's exactly what we're talking about. It's him working, just tenderising that inside thigh. You know what? It's very hard to condition the inside thigh area. And another part of the leg that is not usually conditioned is, of course, the back thigh. Some smart fighters obviously switch up and attack the back thigh, and that area is never as conditioned as what it should be either.
Ooh, nice high right round kick there. Going for the headache maker was Grant. And off the lead leg, takes an uppercut. We go to the towels at the end of the first round. Grant started the better of the two, Hammer.
Well, certainly he started fresh, he started flashy as well, did Nathan Grant. I like what I'm seeing for him. The Lacerator, Erik Lloyd. Just listening to the corner, they're saying he's beating him in the grapple, and probably to stay on the inside, but as they go to knees, down goes Grant, and that was the knee that was a little bit south. Again, just shooting up high is Lloyd, and Grant answers nicely as well. They tangle up, and it was an even first round, this one. Where the other pad holders can do.
And that should be an absolute corker. Up next, folks, Matty Reid takes on Superlex Daniel Richards. But here we go, second round of Grant and Lloyd.
They tangle up again. And Grant just hooking into the grapple. The corner said he's comfortable in the grapple, keep the grapple going. Is Erik Lloyd. So he's going to try and dominate that area. But on the outside, Grant is doing nicely and being well equipped. Again, they tie up the forearm across the throat. Erik Lloyd, just he's looking a little bit uncomfortable though. He's not moving as smooth as what he normally would. Looking a little bit out of sorts, Lloyd. Perhaps after, you know, the disappointment of having the title shot taken from him. and the change of opponent. Maybe you prepare for one opponent a certain way, then last minute, you know, your opponent's changed. It can play mind games with you, Michael.
Outside thigh kick there from Grant. Thought about the inside thigh kick, sticks out the long-reaching jab, ties up Erik Lloyd. Lloyd goes the clinch around the upper rib cage, and the referee just separating both men. Should have led him with the kick there, Lloyd. He thought about it, then hesitated, and Grant was the one that got the offensive going. Good high knee there from Lloyd. The overhand right didn't connect for him. Grant winds up with a couple of punches and a nice sticky front kick to the midsection. Sloppy right hand, but he almost upends Erik Lloyd. This is a good rally here from Grant. Long-reaching left hand, just takes out the support leg of Lloyd. And Nathan Grant is showing absolutely no respect to the lacerator. Sticks out the right hand, doubles up on it, does Grant. Checks the inside thigh kick. And Tony Vavuzzi's charge is doing very well in this round.
Just like a battering ram, he shoots out the jab there, Erik Lloyd. But Nathan Grant is putting up a very strong resolve, strong defence, and matching it with him. And this is turning into a really interesting fight.
Still anyone's for the taking as we look into the corner of the lacerator.
Attempted spinning back fist, and Lloyd just off the mark with the right high head kick, trying for the forearm across the face and then launching the right hand. A little bit sloppy in the hand department, but the push kick from Grant sets Lloyd backwards, and again just catch and takes him down. And that's good for action. Well, he's looking a lot more charged. It's interesting to see the contrast in styles. We had a look at Matty Reid backstage, obviously earlier, and he was a bit more relaxed, throwing the techniques out. And then you have a look at Richards, and he's firing and really banging the pads. Could that be the tail of the fight? We'll just have to wait a short time to see.
Both men have opened up this round very strongly, gone into the grapple early on. It is still anyone's fight for the taking here. Very hard to separate. I thought that Nathan Grant may have been a bit overwhelmed by the occasion in front of a capacity crowd in his first time fighting on Fox Sports against a much more experienced campaigner in the lacerator, but he has shown no respect for Erik Lloyd, and he has taken it up to him for 2 rounds so far.
I'll tell you what, Tony Vavuzzi has prepared his boy very well. The Taipan Gym have done a great job with Lloyd, with Grant. And, you know, Lloyd really wants to make a strong statement with this one, because he was scheduled for a state title.
Almost a brawling technique and a downward elbow, looking for the schnoggin there of Nathan Grant. Grant tries to tie him up, wears 2 sweet shots on the jaw and rallies back with a looping left hand. Good work here from Lloyd. Starting to use a lot of the punches over the top.
Well, this is much better round now for Lloyd.
It's not the prettiest of fights. The technique isn't the cleanest, but my word, it is a gutsy contest we're seeing. Both men breathing heavily now. Quick glance to his corner there from Nathan Grant. Tony Vavuzzi shouting all sorts of instructions. Lloyd leads out with a jab, fires off the uppercut, almost takes out the ceiling lights here at the Hurstville Civic Centre. Oh, smack bang on the kisser. Straight right hand, looking for the big bok choy there. Erik Lloyd, oh, hammer.
Big shots traded, big shots.
And somewhere in the midst of all that, there was another shot to the John Smalls of Nathan Grant, but he's okay to go on. Erik Lloyd wades forward, final seconds tick down, and what a gutsy, determined contest we have seen, Hammer.
Well, I tell you what, absolutely nothing in that, with Erik Lloyd finishing very strongly. He finished the stronger of the two, but Nathan Grant in the first round really opened up, and there's not a lot in this one. This is going to go to the judges. A draw wouldn't be out of play.
I was about to say, Hammer, I agree. A draw wouldn't be out of place, or maybe given that 3rd round of Erik Lloyd, I'd even lean the way of Lloyd.
It's a very, very close affair. Just depends on how the judges saw the 2nd round, but absolutely nothing in it, this one.
And of course, those watching around Australia through our vision of Fox Sports, you've just witnessed...
There again is the encounter in the 3rd, and a strong round from Lloyd.
Your judge's decision has been awarded to the blue corner, Nathan.
Well, he looks about as surprised as we are.